My dash came. That was awfully quick. So now we have the speaker holes compared to my old one, which at 69 they didn't have the speaker holes. And it's a little bit different. I mean, no big deal, because on the 69 they didn't have the stitching going across. This one has the stitching. So, I don't know if you can see it there, that's better. So now, I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna put these speakers in. So that fits right there. So something like that. I dropped my phone. So anyway, I need to build a little bracket. See, perfect fit. So that's my next goal here, is I need to figure out how to build a bracket that'll go across, and we got little screw points right there, right up in there, and I'm sure we can tap into somewhere right here because it's pretty thick. So maybe I'll mold some plastic or something. I gotta figure it out. But so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the outline of this first, and then I'll go from there and then add these into there. So that's my next goal after that, is to figure out how I'm going to mold these in. I might use that plastic that I used, that JB Weld, and some plastic, you know, that I used for my head unit. I do have, that's a good idea actually, I still have a bunch of this board here. This might work perfect actually. So I'll cut out, I'll cut out the section there and mold it in, and then, you know, cut out the spaces for that. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, I might as well use the material. It's nice thick plastic. I think that'll work. So what I will do first is I'm going to take the outline of this, transpose it over to this, cut out two sections, one for each side, and then mold it in. I think that's the best way to go with this, or even maybe screw it in. I don't know. I'll figure it out here in a little bit, see what I want to do. I might just tap some holes, you know, drill a few more holes on this. Maybe that's what I'll do. That way it'll give me a little more space to come up, and that way it's removable. I can just remove the speakers if I have to. So we got that. Maybe even, let's see how big my crossovers are. Oh, they're probably too big. Yeah, they're too big to fit in right there. I was hoping. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna form up those and then cut out the outline for the speaker. That way they'll both fit. This one I can bolt in. So, okay. Here's a very rough outline of the hole. What I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to go straight across over to here, even though that'll leave a little bit of gap between there. I think when I snap these in, it's going to follow that ridge. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go straight across and connect to there, and then have these longer on the outside here where I can bolt in. So that's what I think I'm going to do. Here, a rough outline. And then from there I can draw the circles off the speaker. Give me a very rough template. And then go back and redraw it, make it look nicer. So this is just, like I said, a mock-up. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that, just that basic shape. And now I know what's on the inside here. So now I can take my speakers, kind of place them where I need, and then draw the outline from there. Once again, just a very rough template. And I'll transfer it over to like some poster board or something else, and then that way I can get a better drawing and feel. Maybe some cardboard even, I don't know. That way I get the initial fit. So now I'm going to take my speakers, set them in where I want, and see which one would be best. I think where this is the bigger side, on this side, I think I'm going to put the 3-inch here, and then the tweeter on the further outside. So yeah, I think that's going to be our basic shape. So now I'm going to take the speakers and just kind of draw where they're going to sit in. Alright. Okay, after placing the speaker in there, it's a little too wide without this missing, so I reattached this with tape, this little section here. Like I said, this is a mock-up, that's why we're doing the mock-up. So now I can put the speaker, I don't know if you can see the speaker, but I can see it barely behind the paper here. So I'm going to trace the inside of that speaker. I'm going to trace along the inside of here, because I need to be able to screw down into these points. This one, we're going to just do the outside perimeter, because there's a cap that'll screw in between. So this will go on the bottom of this template, and I'll screw on top, so that will be held in place, and then this one will be held in by screws. Make sense? Yeah, if it doesn't, you'll see as I go along the final product. Alright, so see, the hole isn't quite wide enough because I gotta be able to go around that diameter. That's why I'm using paper right now. So I'm gonna open up that hole a little bit bigger. Alright, I used that as a template. It was really close, but still a little too big, as you can see the diameter going around it. So, oh, this wind. Been blowing here for a couple of weeks now. So anyway, from there, be able to get a little bit closer. So I need to find one that's just a smaller, a little bit smaller in diameter. So I'll take that measurement right there, and then I'll cut it down, and I'll remake my template. That way I get a closer fit. Because I want it to go right up to that lip if I can. Okay, that's our next step. Redoing the template. Alright, so I found the inside diameter. That fits in there just perfect. I have to use the inside of it, but that's alright. I can use it as a mark, as a template. I had to cut the top off. Come back here. So now I can use that diameter for a rough draw up, and that should get me real close. So I'm going to redo this, use this as a template to redraw, and see how close we are there. And we'll cut it out that way. Now I know what you're thinking. Why don't you just measure crossed, you know, and get your measurement, and then you can draw it from there. The problem is it's hitting that, and I wanted to get that, so we can kind of take a measurement still. So 3 3/4 over to here. Or did I say 3.75? Yeah. But now we have to take the inside, which looks like 3 inches. Of course, that's what that is. So now if we come over here, that looks pretty close to 3 inches. So that'll give us our base for our you know, rough fit. So then that, and then what will happen is this will pop out through on the back side. So say this is going to be the template here. That's going to go on the inside like that, and then it's going to screw into the back of this. But see, even with 3 inches, that way I can cut it out and make it a little bit different. Because really, we got to measure in between here. 3 inches is on the inside of that, but not around this diameter. So now what I could do is I could just slowly cut away. I got my utility knife, so I'll just keep going a little by little until it fits. That's the best way that I know how to go at it. This one be easy. I just take the diameter, just like I put the measuring tape, because this one's gonna screw on, and that'll be easier to put on. So okay, let's finish this up. Okay, so I just trimmed it up a little bit, so I got my fitment for that. Like I said, this is still very rough. I'm going to transfer it over to poster paper after this. So that'll get my fit there. Let's kind of put it in so you kind of get an idea where it's going to sit. I mean, just very roughly. And then this one, we're going to put right next to it. Alright, so now we just got to take this diameter and cut a hole on it. And then that, and then I'm going to transfer this over to poster paper. And then that way, poster paper is thinner and a little bit stronger than just cardboard. I don't have very much of poster paper right now. I just got a little bit of a little sheet of it, so that's why I'm not using poster paper right now instead of cardboard. Because I don't want to screw up my poster paper. So that's my next step. Okay, so this one is just under 2 inches. Lucky for me, this comes out just about the right size, 2 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw around my Armor All protectant bottle. And so I'll draw around there, and that should give me a really close fit. Okay, we're gonna do that real quick and see what happens. Alright, that came out just perfect. So now that's how I want it placed. It's like that. That way everything will be out of the way. This will be up more, so it's not touching the actual grill. This is still all good, so I think that's gonna work just fine there. I need to trim it down a little bit right through here, but other than that, I think we got the right fit. And so now I'll transfer that over to poster paper and draw it out a little bit better, and then do a final fit. Alright. Alright, here's my fitment with the poster board. So you can see what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this corner for my ledge. And then that way I'll know that it fits just right. So that should be able to hold everything in place pretty well, I think. I'm still concerned a little bit down in here. I think I should be okay because this, oh, it's right here. This plastic, I mean, it's thick, but I don't know. Like when I get ready to put it in, we'll find out. So, yep, I'm gonna cut these out, see how close I got everything, and that should get me set up, and then I'll transfer it over to the plastic. Okay, there's my fitment. I got them just a little bit loose. I don't want them tight in there, because once I transpose this over to here, the diameter will be a little bit smaller, and then I can just ream it out a little bit. Same with these. So that's my pattern right there. So now I'll transfer this over to there, and then we'll try and figure out how we're going to cut this. I got saws and stuff. I don't think I'm going to be able to use my utility knife very well on this one, so we'll figure out how we're going to cut it. But first I need to transpose it over. Okay. Kind of hard to see, but I just took pencil, and you can kind of see the outlines I did. That's the best thing that I tried. I tried marker and other things. It didn't quite show up very well, so pencil seems to be working the best. I can see it better than I can than on, you know, this video. So still dark, but at least I'm able to see my outline. So there's one. I'll do the other. All right, so to cut the plastic, the best thing I found was my tin snips. They're cutting pretty well. I mean, I have to use a lot of pressure, but at least it's cutting it nice and straight, and I'll be able to get at least the outline really well. So that's what I'm going to use to get the outline. And then for the inner, I'm going to drill. I got a 1-inch drill hole, so I'll drill out the middle and then Dremel out the inside once I get to that section. But for now, there it goes. Oh, the wind. So where was I? So anyway, I'm gonna drill out the holes first, and then I'll Dremel those out, but I'm gonna cut the outline with my tin snips. Oh, that's weird. All right. When went and drilled the holes, you can see I still need to, I don't know if you can see the mark, but I'm going to Dremel it out now that I cut those out. These ones are fairly close. You can barely see. I'm going to remark these with pencil so I can get a better view of them. So that'll be my oh, sorry, my initial setup. So these need to come out just a hair more. These ones quite a bit. Like I said, I got a Dremel and do that. But so what I'm gonna do just to finish it off, I'm just gonna, for tonight, I'm just gonna remark these so I can see them a lot better, and then tomorrow I'll Dremel. So we'll see you tomorrow.